And I'm going to turn this first interview over to you, Mecca, and I'm going to mute myself from here.
Okay, but now don't forget to share that stream.
Yes, that Facebook Live is rolling, and I'm getting ready to share it now.
Got you, brother. Got you, brother.
All right, you go ahead. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. All right, so how do I bring Jordan back in here?
I'm here.
Okay, all right, Mr. Bell, Mr. Bell. Well, it is a pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely.
So much about you, and I've seen you in the community, and I definitely admire everything that you're doing. And I mean, your resume just reads like a who's who success story. It really does. It really does. So for those of you who may not know, Jordan, let me just give you a little introduction. This is Mr. Jordan Bell. He is a 2009 William Fleming graduate. He also works for Roanoke City. As you see from his shirt, he works with the Boys and Girls Club. But that is only a tiny bit of what Mr. Jordan Bell does. He also participates and works at a summer camp. He is the director for Apple Ridge Farm Summer Camp. He just has so much going on, and we definitely want to just kind of dive right into it, Jordan. As far as your upbringing, your how have you survived, do you think, being able to stay on track and keep yourself on the right side of those tracks?
It's all family. My family helps me balance out my life. I grew up in a two-parent household until I was about 10 years old. 29 now, grew up in a two-parent household until I was about 10 years old. But even though my parents divorced, you couldn't have known that they were divorced unless they told you they were divorced. My father passed away a couple of months ago, and a lot of people still thought, hey, I thought your mother and father were still married. So I grew up in a loving home, two wonderful, loving parents, grandparents, uncles and aunts and cousins, family, friends. I just grew up in a loving household. And then, of course, when I got older and I started to get into the community, into the knowledge of self and things like that, it just felt like people just gravitated towards me, or I gravitated towards them, and people just, showed love to me and stuff like that. One of those people being Mr. Cabler on here. He's just one of those people that he's like the older brother who gives you a hard time on purpose, but it's for a reason. Just people like that. I always tell people I have never met anyone that said anything negative about me or said anything negative about them. It's just always felt like family once I got into the work of the community. So to me, my family has helped me balance everything that I got going on.
Absolutely. So you do believe in that motto, it takes a village?
Absolutely. That's one of the main reasons that I do the work in Gainesboro, is because the history that I've learned, it literally was a village. Northwest Roanoke was a village that helped raise a lot of young people into the prominent positions that they are now. So I really and truly believe that it takes a village.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about this program, the Aspire Mindsets, that you're working with the youth?
So Aspire Mindset was started about 3 or 4 years ago. It's just a branch off of Apple Ridge. And what Aspire Mindset is we take young people ages 12 to 16, and we kind of just raise them up in the camp. And so they're our junior counselors. So during the summertime, they're our junior counselors to the young people. And then during the school year, we do different kind of things like community service. Last summer and the summer before that, a few of the Aspiring Mindset students, every Saturday morning, they would go and pick vegetables from the Carver Garden on Loudon.
Wow.
And the vegetables that they picked, they would come back over to the Lawson building and they would sell those vegetables to the community. So it was kind of, teaching them, you have to work to make money, but it was also kind of putting an entrepreneur kind of, energy into them. So community service, traveling, learning about their history, learning about the community that they live in, just trying to breed new leaders. So that's what Aspiring Mindset is.
Right. And I did read, if I'm not mistaken, that program also works on building the youth mentally.
Yes, that's the main part of it. So before every meeting that we have, we do a kind of mindfulness activity just to kind of center themselves, and we always have our meetings in Gainesboro. So we make sure that we have our meetings in Gainesboro so that when they walk outside the door, they can say, hey, Mr. Jordan, what's that? Mr. Jordan, what's that? And I'm able to tell them what that is. And then they'll ask questions after that. And we may go on a tour. But it's mainly about building them up mentally. Yeah. And then we believe from that, they will be successful in other arenas.
Absolutely. Definitely, I think, and you tell me your view, in our community, mental health has always had kind of like a stigma.
Yeah.
And I think that has caused people to be so discouraged from seeking help, when they truly need it.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely admire that, and that is absolutely wonderful thing. Well, let me ask you something, Jordan. In working with the youth, as you do, what would you say that you see are the greatest obstacles for the youth in our community?
I had a privilege of working with children from all over Roanoke. Through my work with Roanoke City, I work at a school in Southeast. Through Apple Ridge, I work with, majority, inner city kids from Northwest and places like that. Boys and Girls Club is a mixture of every single neighborhood in Roanoke.
Right.
The thing that I would say that's missing the most is a lot of our children just don't have that person, but mainly a male figure that they can go to. That's what I see a lot. And it's kind of every single time I walk in a room, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I am. If a little girl that I worked with sees me,
yes,
it's just like, oh my God, it's Mr. Jordan. And I kind of understand where that comes from, because she may not have ever had, I love you. You're going to make it. You're smart. You're intelligent. You're beautiful, and just taking care of them. So I think that male figure, from what I have seen, is the greatest stumbling point with a lot of our children.
So do you think, obviously, for households that are lacking in male role models and male figures, that possibly mentorship programs can help, and things like that, like the Boys and Girls Club, and then also like the Big Brothers Big Sisters thing, like that.
I think those programs are very important. And I actually appreciate the Big Brothers Big Sisters because they're right in the middle of Northwest.
Yes.
But I think those mentorship programs are very important, because for those reasons is a lot of, children don't have those figures at home, right, but those figures in the community can sign up for those mentorship programs, and they're able to introduce themselves to those children. And, sometimes our children may never see a successful black male or woman until they graduate high school. And even till then, you know, they may not even see a successful black person until they hit 25, maybe. And you know how far mentally that sets you back? That, hey, I've never seen anyone successful that looks like me. And so I think those mentorship, you know, who wants to help out in his community more and wants to mentor someone, he goes signs up for the Big Brothers Big Sisters, and a young man or a young woman is able to see, hey, I can be that, or I can be an entrepreneur because my mentor is that.
I definitely agree.
Let me butt in here and ask Mr. Bell a question real quick. Why is it, or what's your opinion on the reason behind our young people not seeing a successful black person until after graduation or something like that? You said, why aren't they seeing the successful black people?
I think it's two reasons. The first reason, of course, is the system, you know, of racism that we have grown up in and we live in currently right now, that they segregate, you know, successful and non-successful from each other. I think that system kind of keeps those people away from each other. I think the system plays a huge role in that. But I think another reason is we just move out of our communities. And then we get upset for someone else buying our communities. So we just simply move out of our community. And for multiple reasons, and some of those reasons are good, but we have to figure out a way to build up our communities, you know, our properties and things like that. But I think one of the main reasons is we just simply move out of our community. And it's lack of resources, it's lack of opportunities, it's lack of jobs, it's lack of entrepreneurial opportunities that people move out. But I think that plays a role in it is, of course, the system that we live in. The system created all of this. We live in a system that created everything that's going wrong right now. But another part is that we just move out and sometimes we never even come back. So I think that's the reason.
Yes, definitely. Do you think, as far as the youth, what do you see in the older youth, in the teenage youth, or what do you think that we can do to kind of come together with that teenage, with that 20-something, you know, generation? Because it definitely seems like we're failing in that area, or we're not connecting with them. Mm-hmm. And that's very, very hard.
For me, it was just somebody telling me, hey, do you know who you are as a black man? That was the exact question that somebody asked me to make me change my entire mindset. Literally, that's the exact question that this guy asked me. Wow. Do you know who you are as a black man? Now, that's me. Right. Now, I'm not big on materials. I don't need a whole bunch of money or anything like that. But I think in today's generation, we're going to have to figure out a way to show these brothers and sisters, hey, you can make money doing it this way. Right. You can make money, you know, if let's just say you have a car that's, you know, $15,000. Right. If you have that amount of money to pay on a car, hey, brother, you can buy a house. Absolutely. For this, fix it up, you know, rent it out, and you can make money. So I think we have to figure out a way to teach, you know, those ages from, I'll say about 18 to 25, in that range. Right. Absolutely. Hey, we can show you how to make money the legal way. Now, it may not be as much as you were making, you know, in the streets as fast, but eventually you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel more comfortable. You won't have to look over your shoulders, but you'll still be making money. You'll still be impacting your community. So For me, it was just somebody asking me, hey, do you know who you are as a black man?
Wow.
But I understand I'm not like everyone else and everyone's not like me. But majority of the young people that I have ran into was, how can you help me make some money? How can you teach me how to make some money? And I think if we learn how to teach them that part of it, I think we'll gain a lot in, connecting that generational gap.
Right. And then also maybe kind of gear them from that instant gratification feeling that so many of them people just need that.
Yes.
Without all those steps that it takes to get, for longevity, Definitely. Wow. Well, you are definitely a bright shining light in the community, and I definitely admire your ambition and your compassion in the community. And I was at the Washington Park March, and I listened to you speak. You're a wonderful speaker, motivator, and for those of you who don't know, Jordan was on the front lines, downtown Roanoke, front lines, standing and for the right thing, and that's not always easy to kind of stand up when our jobs and different places.
It hasn't been easy since. So it's been rough ever since. But we still pushing on. So absolutely.
Well, do you have anything coming up that you would like to share with us? And also, are they doing the summer camp this summer?
So I'll hit the summer camp part. Apple Ridge Farm, they're not doing the physical summer camp this summer, of course, because everything is going on. But we're still doing virtual summer camp. AppleRidge.org. You can still sign your children up. It's free.
That's awesome.
And it's still a virtual summer camp. And you'll still learn, somewhat what you learned up at camp, about gardening and nature and things, STEM and things like that. But it's a virtual summer camp this summer. So this summer we're not having a physical summer camp, unfortunately. But that's the way of the world right now. So. Mm-hmm.
And it's the cost for this camp, and what is the age range for this?
No, Apple Ridge has been free of charge for 40 years, I believe, and I think 40 something years. And the virtual camp this summer is still free. You just have to sign your child up, and the videos are posted every Monday morning. And you literally just click on AppleRidge.org and you watch the videos from myself and two other of my co-workers, and we just create videos, put them on the website, and the children are able to go on there and still learn a little bit for the summer.
I love that. Definitely. And then really, so the Aspire Mindset, that is a part of the Apple Ridge.
So that's a part of Apple Ridge. So we'll have to start that back up. And all of our Aspire Mindset kids are Roanoke City Public School students. So we may not be able to meet as much as we did before COVID hit, but hopefully sometime before next summer, we're able to, revamp that and get that back up and moving so that we can get ready for summer camp next summer.
Okay. And I want to ask you a question, Jordan, which may be kind of controversial. People kind of, what is your view on community policing, us as a community going to the community and basically policing, protecting, advocating, educating, and this would not just be daytime hours, this would be nighttime as well, to reach that bracket, you know.
Yeah. I actually believe in community policing, and I don't think community policing means that the overall police department needs to be taken away.
Okay, right.
But I think community policing actually helps the police department, and it helps, you know, the cities that you live in. But community policing has to be done in the right way without ego.
Right.
You know, you can't be the head of community policing and your ego is larger than everybody in you know, in the neighborhood. You have to be able to humble yourself when you're community policing,
Right.
because you're going to deal with things that you're going to have to de-escalate. You're going to have to de-escalate certain situations. So I actually believe in community policing. We actually just had an event in downtown Roanoke with the mural. And I invited some people out there to basically, you know, community police. And all they did, they walked around the block, and, you know, every 15, 20 minutes to make sure nothing was going on. They sat in the corner. They just chilled. Nothing, you know, nothing happened. That no one was scared, you know, of their firearms or anything like that, because, you know, they weren't, you know, being so in your face with it, but they were community policing. And I think we need to get to that we have to start policing ourselves, because I think if we police ourselves, that will minimize the interactions we have with police officers.
Absolutely.
And I want to minimize as much as I possibly can any interactions I have with a police officer. So I think community policing is really important. And the best way you can community police is invest in your community, you know, invest in your community. Yep.
Absolutely, Brother Jordan. Thank you so much for definitely meeting with us. It is an honor. And I will definitely be definitely seeing you out here and getting involved. You know, we're in some of the same circles, you know, doing work like that. So we definitely thank you for definitely coming on and sharing your views with us.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. And let's see if Brother Supreme wants to chime in really quickly here. Brother Supreme.
Brother Jordan Bell, can you define Black excellence?
Can I do what?
Can you define Black excellence?
Can I define Black excellence? Where do you live, Brother Supreme?
Where do I live?
In that skyscraper right there.
Yes,
in that skyscraper. I'm a define Black excellence for you.
There you go.
This is near and dear to my heart, so I'm always going to mention it. It's a community in Roanoke called Gainsboro, and Black excellence to me is what Gainsboro once was. They had, you know, community policing, had its own hospital, grocery stores, business district, medical clinics, law offices, home ownership, schools. Black excellence to me is Black people taking care of Black people, where you don't have to move out of it. You don't have to leave your neighborhood to go anywhere. You can go to the grocery store. But Black excellence to me is us taking care of ourselves. And we can do that. I've seen it done before. You know, it's in our history books. Black excellence to me is us taking care of us. So that is what Black excellence to me is.
I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah, can I argue with that? Can you give the youth that are going to see this video, can you give the youth some advice or your ideas on how they can achieve individual Black excellence, to become excellent in their own mind, so they can absorb their own abilities, their own strength, their own power, so they can have some valuable sense of self-worth?
The first thing I would tell them is be yourself. That's the first thing I would tell them. Again, someone asked me, do I know who I am as a Black man? And then another person told me, you're not who they say you are. So the first thing I always tell young people is be yourself. Be true to yourself. Find out who you are. Find out what you like. Find out what your purpose is. But be true to yourself. Don't follow the crowd.
Right.
The quote unquote crowd. But be yourself. That's the first thing I would always tell any young person that I come into contact with. And then the second thing, of course, is respecting yourself. When you respect yourself, you don't allow other people to disrespect you. You won't disrespect your community. You won't let your community be disrespected when you respect yourself. So be yourself, respect yourself, and you hold yourself to a standard that no one can touch but you. You hold yourself to a standard that no one can touch but you. And that's the standard that you hold yourself to. And so those are the 3 points that I would tell any young person that I come into contact with. Be yourself, respect yourself. Of course, knowledge of self. That's 100% the most important thing. Knowledge of self, knowing who you are. But then also holding yourself to a standard that no one else can touch. That every day you're striving to get to that standard. You may never get to where you think you need to be. Right. But as long as you're every day going towards that standard, I think that's the movement and that's the motion to Black excellence.
Hey.
Awesome, right?
Yeah, this is a round of applause for Mr. Bell.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good, sir. And for the record, how old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
Well, you're holding on to your youthful looks, brother.
I wish I was still 21.
Sometimes I wish that, but
then I think about it.
All these gray hairs I got, I got a lot of wisdom somewhere. I don't know where to find it, but it's somewhere.
Scott keeps me young.
Right.
Well, Mecca, are you finished your interview?
Yes, I think we have covered a lot with Brother Jordan, and again, we do thank you, Brother Jordan, and we would definitely like to have you back sometime.
Absolutely.
We definitely invite you to stick around and comment.
Okay.
As we go through the rest of our superfluous guest list here.
Okay.